Yo guys, what's going on? It's Callum here, and today I'm bringing you my second video, which is going to be a 10k sweaty budget BPL squad builder. Let's get straight into it. I'm going to be using the 3-5-2 formation. As we can see, it was quite good on other FIFAs and it worked for me, so I'm going to try it again. The three at the back could be a bit risky, but as we'll see, hopefully the defenders will be able to cope in game. But let's start at the back with the goalkeeper. And if we go down and select Premier League, this is a BPL only squad. We're going to be picking Ospina from Arsenal. I actually did pack him, but you can get him for his discard value. I saw him going for about 600 to 700 coins, so that's no problem. You can pick him up very cheaply. His stats are good all round, to be honest, for a goalkeeper. He's got good reflexes, kicking, diving, handling. His positioning's good. So he's pretty all-round solid card, so we can't complain about him. I played one game with him and he got a clean sheet, so proved to be decent, to be fair. If we slot him in there and go back, and we'll start with the left centre back. We're going to go for the Prem again, and our first one is going to be Cameron from Stoke City, the American. He has got 69 pace, 68 passing, which are alright stats for a defender. The pace is very good actually. He's got 78 defending and 76 physical. The physical is quite an important one with defenders. You obviously want your defender to be strong. So he's got decent all-round stats, to be fair, for a 77 overall. His pace is good, to be fair. So I think he's a solid card. And we'll check how much I picked him up for. If we just go on to it. I bought him for 1k, and that was quite a lot. I bought him on Buy It Now because I couldn't be bothered to keep bidding and outbidding people. I did see him go a few times after that for about 700 coins. So it's not quite discard value as he's a non-rare, but you can get him for a good price, and overall it'll mean that the squad is under 10k hopefully. For our second centre back in the middle, we are going to go for Mori from Everton. He's got the best pace out of all these defenders. As we can see here, he's got 72 pace, very fast for a defender. There are faster ones in the Prem, but they are more expensive. He was quite expensive for a non-rare, I think. Let's just check what he was. Yeah, 1,900. Again, I just bought him now. Got him on Buy It Now, but you can get him much cheaper. You can get him probably for about a K, I reckon, and that's decent for a 72 pace defender. All round his stats are solid. Again, his physical's high and his defending solid, which is what you want for a defender. And moving on, for our last centre back, we've got Ilori from Liverpool. He is 75 rated, and if we just look at his stats, he's 69 pace, again same as Cameron, and his defending and physical. His physical's not as high as the other two, but it's still not bad, above 70. That's what we want ideally for a defender, and his defending stat is good as well. And I think he was the cheapest of the lot. Yeah, 850. You can probably get him for about, I reckon, 550. I saw one actually for 350, but I wasn't quick enough to buy him. So yeah, that just shows that people are listing him up for his discard value. If you're quick and you can wait, then you'll be able to get him for about 350 coins. And now we'll move on to the centre defensive mids. The first one is going to be Cabaye. Actually, I'll play him on the right side, and we'll put McCarthy in anyway, and then we'll look at each. So Cabaye, his pace is okay, but for a centre defensive mid it's decent. We don't really need him to be that fast. The stats we're most concerned about with him are going to be his defending, his passing, stuff like that. He's got a decent shot, passing's good, dribbling good, everything's above 70, his passing's above 80, it's just his pace. It's not far off 70, and to be honest, when I used him, he did feel quite fast. And he's good at free kicks. I used him in game and at penalties, corners. So all round, he's a very solid card, and I picked him up, let's check, 1,100. Now that isn't too bad because he is a rare card, but I have seen him go for less. Again, you can get him for under 1k easily. I just got him on Buy It Now, but you can definitely get him for less than a k. And his weak foot's good, 4-star. Skill moves, depends if you really use skill moves or not, if that bothers you, but 3-star skill's not the best. But for a centre defensive mid, you're not really going to be doing rainbow flicks, are you? So it doesn't really matter. Other centre defensive mid is McCarthy from Everton. If we look at his stats, he's got decent pace above 70, and all round again his physical's good, defending, dribbling, passing, shots okay, but I would doubt he'll be taking many of the shots for me because I'll be pass it on to the cam and the strikers. But overall I think he's a decent card, and he wasn't too expensive. Yeah, 1k, and you can get him for less again. I've seen him go for much less. And if we move on to the left mid position for the Prem, we've got Marshall on loan there, but we're going to be using Montero from Swansea here. His pace 90, that's what you want on your winger. You want him to be pacey, fast, and I think his dribbling's decent as well. Yeah, 82 dribbling, so that's not bad at all. His shot's okay, his passing's okay, physical not the best, and defending we don't really care about that with our left mid. But overall he was very fast in game. He was just pacing it past my opponent's defenders, which is what you really want, and then whipping those balls in. I think he was quite expensive actually. 1,600, not too bad, but yet again you can get him cheaper. You just have to be patient really with these players, and at this time at FIFA people are just constantly listing. Some people will list him for very low, and sometimes you just get caught up in bidding wars, which is what happened with a few of these players, as you'll see later on. But overall I'd say he's a solid card. He's got a decent weak foot and skill moves. He's right footed, so you can cut in from that left side, get a nice finesse shot, and if you need to you can use his left foot because he has got a 4-star weak foot. Overall I'd say that he was one of the better players on this team. And now we'll move over to the right mid, and we're going to be using Aaron Lennon from Everton. I packed him actually, but I have seen him go for a K, so you can get him for less than a K. Solid stats again with 89 pace, down from previous FIFAs where he was well above 90. Shots not very good, but his dribbling's good, passing's good, so mainly he'll be whipping the balls in. I won't really be taking shots with him. Yeah, considering he's right footed and his weak foot isn't very good, I prefer to cut in and then finesse from the right hand side. So ideally maybe you could use Townsend there, but he was a bit more expensive and I did pack Lennon, so I thought why not, we'll just use him. He's an okay card, but as I say, I would probably prefer to use Townsend in the future. And now we'll go to the cam. This is the most expensive player in the team, and he tips it over the 10k mark, unfortunately. Well, not really unfortunate, but if you do want to keep it below 10k, then I suggest using a different player. There are loads of options, but most of the cams are quite expensive. You can get Afellay, I saw, for almost discard value, and he's a good player. But if you do want to spend that bit more, Lallana is a solid card. If we look at his stats, he's got 73 pace, 72 shot, 79 passing, 83 dribbling. His physical's a bit low, but not too much of a problem with Lallana. All round he's got decent stats, and I think he has got 5-star weak foot, yeah, which is a big thing I like with my centre attacking mids. If they've got a 5-star weak foot, doesn't matter which foot, you just bang it into the top corner. Decent skill moves again with 4-star. Paid 3.7k for him, which is quite a lot. You can definitely get him for a lot less than that. I reckon by the time this video goes up, you can probably get him for, I'd say about 3k, even less if you just wait on the bid. And yeah, just wait for him. Don't rush in, buy it now. Don't keep outbidding someone. If it goes like to say 3,500, just look at the next one, because people are constantly listing him starting at like 250 coins, so you can definitely pick him up on the cheap as well. And now for our pair up front, we've got Hernandez and, as you saw there, Diouf from Stoke. These two are a monster pair up front, just pure pace. 87 pace on Hernandez, as we can see here, 87 pace, 73 shot, 75 dribbling, and very good physical for a striker, 73. It's decent, but his pace is his main attribute, and he was 1,300 coins, so it's not too bad. You can get him cheaper again, as with all these players I've said, just wait for them and you can get him cheaper. Actually, it'd probably be better to play him on the left, as I saw he was left footed. Yeah, and Diouf is right-footed, so that'll be better for me. As I said, I like to cut in and shoot. Diouf I paid 1.8k. Getting for less, just wait. And weak foot, the weak foot and skill moves of these two players isn't very good, but it's not too much of a problem because of their sheer pace. You can just pace it past all of the defenders, take a shot, and hopefully it'll go in. Their shot isn't as good as I'd hope, but with their pace, to be honest, if needs be, the other one's going to be a, so you can just sweaty goal. It's a bit dirty, but a goal is a goal. Yeah, he's 6'1", good physical, so he's going to be good in the air. He scored a few headers for me actually, so he scored one header I think, but it was good. He's a good player overall. I think these two up front are a good pair. The only thing is sometimes they can be a bit unreliable with the ending shot, but I'd say that they're a cracking pair up front and they are quite cheap, to be fair. So that's the overall squad. You can definitely get this for less than 10k. It's just a matter of waiting and then looking for the cards, but you can definitely get it for less than 10k. Even though I did have a few players I packed, I'd maybe change Lennon for Townsend if you've got a few more coins, and any other changes you can just suggest them in the comments. I will add a manager to complete the squad. Hopefully we've got a Prem manager. Here we go, Coleman, we'll add him. And we had 100 chemistry anyway, 75 rated. Obviously with a higher bench we could probably get that up to, I reckon, maybe 179, yeah, maybe about that. But overall it's a decent squad. It played well. It's a good starter squad for anyone who's just got about 10k and is looking to start playing games straight away. Very good squad for that. And there's improvements that can be made along the way. For example, Lallana could stay there and you could just upgrade the squad as you get more coins. But overall, solid squad, and I'd recommend it to anyone who just wants a pacey team and a sweaty team. Thanks for watching. See ya.